Gimpys, welcome back to another Gimpys Gal Guesses. It's me, Gimpys Gal. If you're new, welcome. This is just a cool little segment on this channel where I guess a game. So really what I do is unbox it and kind of show you what's in it. And then I give it my best stab in the dark. I don't read any of the rules or anything like that. I just kind of put all the pieces in the box together and try and come up with how I think the game is played, because let's face it, I'm still oblivious and couldn't actually sit down and figure out any of these games, even if you offered to pay me. It's just not my cup of tea, if you will. But I've really gotten into these. I love and I enjoy making these. And Gimpy puts so much time and energy and love and passion. Well, probably not those two things, but he puts a lot into this channel. So I like to be a part of it. So if you're new, that's kind of what this is. If you've been here before, we're glad you're back. Be sure at the end, you don't have to do it now, but at the end, if you like what you saw, then give it a thumbs up. And if you're not, please hit the subscribe button because that helps us out tremendously. But I'm gonna jump into this because it's late and the kids have to go to bed, and we all know daddies cannot put kids to bed. That's a mommy's job. So let's jump into this one. So this is called Ship to Ship Combat in the Age of Sail. Sail, like S-A-I-L. My country North Carolina accent might kind of come through a little bit. So I don't know if I said sail, but it's sail, like S-A-I-L. Captains C, the American frigates or frigates, 1799 to 1815. I like it when there's a year because that gives me the win, because typically I like to guess who, what, when, and where. So the win is 1799 to 1815. And the when or the where is on the ocean because there's boats. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm just kidding. All right, but seriously, this is a Legion War Games game. It says game designed by Mike Nagal or Mike Nagel, so many different ways you can pronounce names. If I butcher it ever and you're watching or you know the correct pronunciation, please do not hold it against me. I do my best, but you know, I used to get that all the time. My name is Elise. I go by my middle name, but it's spelled E-L-Y-S-E. And growing up, I was always called Elsie. So I don't want to mispronounce anything, but some of these are a little hard, you guys. N-A-G-E-L, Nagel, Nagel, you know what I mean? Like it could go any number of ways, but that's the designer. This is the front of the box. Very nautical, very 1815 or like circa 1799 to 1815 vibes I'm getting. Oh, what a coincidence. That's when it happened. This is the back of the box. Don't give up the ship. And then it says on June 1st, 1813, Captain John Lawrence, mortally wounded, issued his final command from the deck of the USS Chesapeake. Don't give up the ship. These words have since become a battle cry. Now, with Captain C, you take command of the Chesapeake to see if your ship can outperform the better crewed British frigate, HMS Shannon. So that kind of just told us what the game's about. It's you taking command of the Chesapeake and you're battling the HMS Shannon for the British. Here's a little bit of more probably history or more about the game. Then a couple of, looks like counters down here, game credits and game components. So we have a 22 by 34 inch game mat, 176 die cut, 6/10 of an inch counters, 24 order blocks, wooden, 55 playing cards, 16 ship data cards, 3 octagonal or octagonal, how did I say that? Octagonal. Again, with the pronunciation, I hate words that like a lot of people say a lot of different ways. So whatever. 3 octagon shaped 1 inch ship markers, 4 player aid cards, 16-page rulebook, 24-page playbook with design notes, an example of play, and 10 scenarios. It says for the game meter, which is like usually age, time that it takes you to play. Sometimes it's like time scale, and then like how easy or hard the game is, solitaire, that kind of stuff. So this says number of players is 2, game complexity medium, solitaire suitability medium to low. And it says it's for ages 14 and up. So that is the back of the box. And I'm gonna open it on up. And this is what we get on the inside. So we have a lovely blue sheet of paper. Not sure what that is for. Put it in here. We had movement tables. What did it say? 4-player 8. Is that what these are? 1, 2, 3. No. Well, those are the ship ones. I don't know, but we have a bunch of these cards. Here's the map. Here are the counters. This is the playbook, the rule book. This is the errata and clarifications, or errata. So I think I taught myself, because again, not the smartest, not the sharpest crayon or the sharpest tool in the shed or the brightest crayon in the box, but this is what needs to be corrected in the rule book and in the player aid, or on the player's aid cards. But that's what this paper is. So I like it whenever it includes that, because we're human people. We all make mistakes. Why would you think that a developer or a publisher would make a mistake and then later find out that they made said mistake, but it's too late because they've already printed the game. So instead of having to go back and reprint all of those games, they just add this nifty little piece of paper and say, hey, few quick corrections or changes and you're good to go. So I like it. So that is in there right on top. And then there is, looks like, I always forget what these are called. It's just like a little pamphlet of, you know, other stuff that's available by Legion War Games. Your chance to change history. So yeah, so some other games it looks like. And then this is Never Folded Map. Legion War Games has available for purchase separately a printed version of the map for this game, which has never been folded. These never folded maps are identical to the version included in the game and are ideal for players who want a more pristine playing surface, creating your own mounted map, framing as artwork to hang on your wall. And then it tells you where to go to get a never folded map. Never heard of that before, but that's cool. And it makes sense. Some people get super into this. As I mentioned in my last video, or one of my last videos, I saw Gimpys show me a video where someone had a game, and I think it was just one game. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it was just one game. If he can find, if he remembers what I'm talking about, it was an entire room where it was like 3 of the walls were mapped, and then there was like a clear epoxy like plastic over them where they had magnets and they could move it, and so it was on the walls, but it was massive. So I understand people get into it and can be creative, but the never folded map idea is cool because some people might want to use it as artwork or just have a really good, pristine, unfolded, undamaged map. So that's cool. And it tells you where to get that. Then this is, thank you for your purchase of Captain C. This game includes 2 types of components that will need to be assembled prior to play. Maneuver selection blocks, which are the 24 wooden blocks, and ship tiles, which are 3 octagons. Suggestions for stickering these components follow. So that is what this is. There's a couple things you gotta do before you can play, and this tells you what to do and how to do it. And then we have the stickers that go on the cubes right here. So it said there were 24 blocks. So that's what these are. And then these stickers go on. So we have those 2 pieces. Then we have the 3 ship markers, which are octagons, and they have stickers as well. So here are the stickers. Right here. Hope I'm in frame. And then these are the pieces that the stickers go on. So there's that. So So those are for the ships. So I only heard 2 ships mentioned, but there's 3 ship markers. So don't know what that's all about. Then we had, I don't see anything about dice. Yeah, I don't see dice on here. It says the map, the counters, the order blocks, the playing cards, the ship data cards, the ship markers, the player aid cards, the rule book, and the playbook. But there are dice in here. And there's like a purpley and then a white, because they're little teeny tiny ones. So there's like this kind of a mauvey purple, which I really love, and then a white, and they're just 6-sided dice, but there are 6 of those. I didn't see that listed on the box, but it is in here nonetheless. And it looks like some more baggies to kind of store everything or keep things separated. I like that because you got the counters too and the cards, so I like that. And there's 2 more sheets here. This is, okay, just some more like selling Legion War Games thing. It says, thank you. Good luck with your dice rolls. I'm guessing this is somebody that did something with the game. 2 people. Looks like Jody and Randy. I'm not sure who they are, but that is a signature thing in here. And then you're gonna need a bigger bookcase, you think? You know, I think this should be the wife's like motto. Like, you know what you should start doing in these games, guys? Okay, this is some great advice for publishers out there. You wanna sell more of these games, start putting something in the boxes for the wives. So when she's mad that he's bought another game, she can say like, you're gonna need a bigger bookcase. And then it's like, but look at the jewelry you could put on it. Or look at this amazing purse or these shoes or this lotion or any number of things. I'm not that hard to shop for, honestly. I don't really shop for myself that much. But I'm just saying, like, that's a good idea, right? If you wanna butter up whoever's gonna allow the husbands to buy more games, it would be the wives. So you put some chocolate in the box for us. You'll be selling them like hotcakes. But that's in there too. And then the cards. I will open these just because there's not a ton of stuff in this box. So I don't want to open them. Sometimes there's so much stuff that I don't want to like get confused or don't want the video to be too long, but there's not a ton. So I'm going to go ahead and open the cards. But you're going to have to watch me struggle to open them now for 10 minutes because I cut my fingernail, so I don't have anything to grip it with. So we just went to a wedding a couple weeks ago, or last week. It was Memorial Day for a family. And the kids were, we didn't think that great, but everyone else said they were really good. And it was just really cute. They were all dressed up and they were dancing and it was cute. But anyway, I got it open quicker than I thought, so I didn't need to go into a story time to pass the time while I opened the cards. I actually opened them fairly quickly. So it says there are 55 playing cards. So it says Captain's C on the like back of the card and then the face of the card, right? I think I've had this question posed before in one of my guesses, but cards, like this is the face of the card and then this would be called the back of the card, I think, but if I'm wrong on my anatomy of a card, please let me know in the comments. But this is just an example. It says every available man, and you play it now, both players roll a die for each lost crew point. A roll greater than or equal to 5 restores any lost crew point. Reshuffle deck after play. So there's one card, and then we'll kind of just pick out some random ones here. This one says, repel borders, hold card, add a number of melee defensive dice equal to 3 plus the current crew morale modifier, or discard to add +1 to any single die roll. So yeah, these are like action cards. Does it say? It just says playing cards, but I'm pretty sure they're all action. Yeah, only one thing at a time, drop the sea anchor, farther than you appear. So yeah, these are like action cards that you can use in the game to perform actions. Yay, I'm so smart. All right, rulebook, playbook. Here's the map. We have counters and then the player aids. So we'll just do them in that order. So we have movement tables. There's 2 of those. I'm guessing this is just one of the Yeah, this is just one of the 4-player aids. So on this side it is movement tables, does have a sequence of play, which I do like. And then it says base movement, point table, hull type, bonus table. And then the sequence of play is as follows. Assign crew, then you determine the initiative, determine movement rates, activation cycle, and then under activation cycle, there's a bunch, and it says like, select maneuvers if not already selected, select first marked impulse, then complete impulse activation. Then under complete impulse activation, it says reveal maneuver, complete maneuver, select maneuver. Then you go on to reload, conduct fire, combat, and grappling. Then on to the next bullet, which is melee, then bonus move, then housekeeping, and then advanced turn marker and begin next turn. Blah, 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 blah. I shouldn't have read that because halfway through I forgot what I was talking about and where I was. I just like, just kidding. But then the back is a combat effects table. There is a damage effects table up here, a morale effects table, and then a combat process. So yeah, so there's 2 of these that look exactly the same because it's 2 players. So there's that. And then there are 16 ship data cards. So I guess you can pick, there must be 8 of these front and back, is my guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so we have the Chesapeake. That's what it looks like. And then the back is the Constitution. The Constellation. I'm gonna get tongue-tied because there's a lot of consts in this. Congress. Curlew. And Belvedere. I like that name, Belvedere. I want to get our next dog and name it Belvedere. Or maybe our pig. We did talk about getting chickens. Maybe we'll have a chicken named Belvedere. I just think that's a really funny name. Galette, I don't know. This one, Galati. And then Endymion. Why are you giving me these? Like, seriously? Why couldn't it just be like this? Java. Easy. Java. Guerre. I think that says Guerre. Could be wrong. This is French. L'insurgente. No, that's Spanish or something. Listener. Oh, they're just gonna mumble. I don't know. Whatever. There's that one. And then there's La Vengeance on the back. This is the Shannon, which was mentioned on the back of the box, so it is British. And then this is the Macedonian, or Macedonian, I guess, however you would pronounce that. Up for interpretation, or maybe it's not, but for me it is. Then we have the United States. And then we have the President. So those are the 16 ship data cards. Then we have the counters, and I didn't see, I guess the 4-player aid is because these are front and back. Because so there was 16 of the ship ones, and it's 8, but they're just front and back. So these were the player aid that I showed you, and then these 8 are the ship data cards. They're just front and back. So that might be a little confusing, but I cleared it up for you. So the counters will gawk out super quick. Points assigned, smoke, activate, crew, activate, points, loaded, activate. So all the same, and then it's blank on the side. So here's, was this the front or the back? Backs. I love it when it's labeled if it's the front or the back because it just does make it a little easier. Even though for you avid wargamers, you could probably just look at it and know like, yep, that's the front. Yep, that's the back. Yep, that's for this game. Yep, I know what that means. Not me. I need it labeled, and I like it labeled. And then here's the front of said counters, and there's what, 55? No, that's how many cards there are. There's 176 counters. This does not look like 176 counters. Are we missing some counters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8, 16, 24, 36. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to count. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, What's 22 times 8? So 8 times 2. It is. It's 176. This does not look like 176, but it is. I just did the math. And it is. So poo-poo on me for getting it wrong. And that was a little, you know, I had a little French in there. Poo-poo on me because I got it wrong. So there's that. All right, rules of play in the playbook and then the map. That's what we have left. So I have 3 pieces left. And I think I have a pretty good idea of how you play it, or at least what the gist of it is. But I still probably wouldn't be able to tell you much beyond the gist, but we'll try. Okay, so the rules of play, and I like how it did say how many pages. So it's a 16-page rule book and a 24-page playbook. The playbook has the scenarios and examples of play in it. So the rule book is quite simply just the rules. Because I think it's kind of strange when the rule book is smaller than the scenario booklet or the playbook, but if it's just the rules, then that's what I like to see. So it does have the table of contents on the front. So we have the key concepts, setup, the ship display, the sequence of play, assign crew, determine initiative, determining movement rates, activation cycle, maneuvering, reloading. I learned last time if I'm reading a list, I need to really fluctuate my voice because you can get so monotone so quickly. You learn that, I took theater in high school too. You learn that because it just, you don't realize it, but it's so easy to fall into monotone, and that's very sleepy by time. So we're not gonna do that. All right, so let me continue on. Firing, grappling, empty impulses, repeat for next impulse, impulse. Is that a error, or is that me that's the error? Impulse, or is that supposed to say impulse? I don't want to sound like, duh, it should say whatever, because I could be wrong, then I'll look like the idiot. So I don't want to look like the idiot. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull out the, whatever it was called, errata, with my sound as country as I can when I say it. I'm going to pull out the old errata here so I can find out for sure if that is, in fact, a mistake or if I am making the mistake. All right, so let's see. What is that? 14. I don't see that. It just says rule book and then it's got stuff on the inside, but it doesn't say that is one. So it's probably not. Or it is, and it's just not a big deal because it's just 2 letters just got switched around. So who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, maybe it's Maybelline. Whatever. Next is melee, bonus move, housekeeping phase, game end, victory conditions, and scenario cards. I'm just gonna take a quick peek through here. I just read you what all was in it. So it is a color book, which is nice. Yeah, and it is 16 pages. And then the playbook, which like I said, it says comprehensive example of play, designer's notes, and then scenario cards. So that is what is in the playbook, which is 24 pages. So the scenarios are in the back. So you have the President versus the Indy Mayan, Chesapeake versus the Shannon, which is the one that's referenced on the box. Then we have the Constitution versus the Java, United States versus the Macedonian, the President versus Belvidera, which is probably my favorite, and then President versus Belvidera, August 23rd, 1812. Okay, that's the same. So this one says alternate multi-ship option. So I guess some of them are an alternate multi-ship option. There are dates, by the way. So I can tell you here's what I'm gonna give you this time, guys. I'm really stepping it up for you. With my guess, I'm gonna actually guess who and when each scenario is played. So this is the first. I've never done this before. So the Constellation versus the can't pronounce it, but the French one with the weird name. I'm gonna guess February 9th, 1799. Just a hunch that that's when it happened. So that's what my guess is for the first one. I'm totally just kidding. But there's the scenarios. It does tell you which ships you're going to use. It does give you the dates of when they happen. Guessing it gives you like a description of what happened and then gives you the information of how to play that scenario. So that's pretty cool. And then you do have like designer notes and all that kind of jazz. So that is the playbook. And then last, but certainly not least, is the map. And keep in mind, you can get a never been folded map. There is a little, whatever it's called in there that gives you information where to go to find it. But this is the folded map. They're not as pristine and perfect as the never been folded map, but the never folded map is the same exact thing. It's just never been folded. So I could see why that would be appealing to some people. I just absolutely, that's a first for me. I've never heard of anyone talking about that before, but that's cool. So here's the map. We have a table over here, which looks like it says impulse, and it actually says impulse and not impulse, and then reload. And then we have over here, it's some kind of a table, and there's like numbers and colors, and it looks like it's the same like this way and that way, so that each player, when you're playing against the other person, they can see it and then you can see it. And then it just says this is the status table here, guessing maybe like the turns or whatever here. And yeah, and then it's the ocean because you're on ship, so it's obviously got to take place in water. So there is the map. But that is everything that comes in this game. It's kind of a lot, but not really. It's not too much. It's not like overwhelming. I do like that they put this in, like I said. I've seen that happen some, not like incredibly often, but I have seen a few now since I've been doing this for many years now. It's hard to believe that Bradley was like, I don't even think, was McKenna born? Yeah. McKenna would have been a baby when he started this channel because he started in August of 2017, I think. So she would have only been like 8 months old. It's hard to believe that she'll be 6 in January. So we've been doing this for a while. It just doesn't feel like it's been that long. But my point is, in all the games I've guessed and in all the games I've seen, it's not like there's been that many that have had this, but there's definitely been quite a few. It's not like it's uncommon to see a game that's like, oops, we printed the game, there was a few mistakes, or they might print the game off and they might have it with a rule written a certain way, and then once somebody starts to play, they realize like that rule should be written a little more clear or should be changed, because once they get it out to like people who test the games to see how they actually play, maybe they want to change some things. So I just think that's cool and it's realistic. And again, we're human. Like we went to a restaurant today. It's a fast food place that isn't typically in North Carolina. We've never seen it before. It's from up north, but we've been there many, many, many times. They've never made a mistake. Tonight, they forgot a sandwich. And so when I went in to get it, it was super quick. They had it. They're like, yeah, it's right here. We forgot to put it in the bag. We're sorry. Here you go. We're so sorry. It was not a big deal because out of 20 something times, one very simple, easy mistake, not a big deal. It's when it becomes like a regular thing that it's a problem. But point is, we're all human. I like this because it's so much easier to just say, hey, here's how you fix it, than to try and reprint it and waste all that money, waste all those supplies and whatever. So I like that. Think you should include something for the wives. If you want to sell more games, make the wives happy. So that's my advice for every developer or publisher out there. Include something for the wives, even if it's not like it's just a little piece of chocolate, you know, a purple dice. Like this purple dice is very cute. You know, something that makes us not go into a rage when we see how full our bookshelves are with your games, okay? Just a suggestion. Have a little autograph here by Jody and Randy. Good luck with your dice rolls and thank you. Some baggies, the cards. I am gonna go ahead and put the cards in because I don't want them to fall all over the box. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stick these in here. And they're not gonna go probably, that's fine. Okay, then we had the stickers because these, which the stickers for these are in the bag with them, but these cubes, which are called what again? Order blocks, you gotta put the stickers on those. So there's that, and then we had the how to put them together, and then the never folded map info, and then the little pamphlet on more things you can get from Legion Games. So that is everything that comes in this. And I think I've already given my guess because it pretty much told me. It's kind of unfair. I feel like I kind of cheated. I'm kind of a fraud in this one because it really laid it all out for me. It happened between 1799 and 1815 in various places in the ocean, but it's ships, and you're manning a ship. Now, it says in the back of the box that you're manning the Chesapeake and you're battling against the Shannon, but there's other scenarios. And so depending on which scenario you choose is which ship you are and which ship your opponent is. And it is 2-player. I didn't see anything in here about solitaire, but it did say that it was like, it can be played solitaire, but it's not the greatest when it comes to solitaire play, is how I took it. So yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, he told me make sure you actually guess, because that's kind of the fun part. That's kind of the point of it, is that you guess how to play. But I can't always guess if they give me all the answers on the stuff I'm looking at. And like I said, in this one it told me, but it's a battle. It's just ship game. You're battling ships. It's just not battleship, but you're battling as a ship, and that's what it is. And I know it happened between 1799 and 1815, and it was French, British, and American that were involved. So there you go. There's my guesses. I hope you guys enjoyed this. He has another game for me to do. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to take anything away from this game, but I'll be doing another one soon, I'm sure. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And definitely, if you haven't and you watch more of his videos than just this one, or even if you just watched this one for the first time and this is the first time you've seen anything on this channel and you want to stick around, then subscribe, because so many people who watch don't subscribe. So I know you're sick of me saying it. I'm sick of saying it. But just click the button, it's free and it helps us out a lot. If you would do that, we would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, we will see you in the next one. Bye! I kind of messed up the light in the beginning. I forgot to press play on one camera and then I pushed one light. Then I cut the camera on, then cut off the light, then cut both lights on. So I really hope it isn't too confusing. So sorry.